We have reached the point where AI is no longer limited to generating text or summarizing documents. Major developers are now plugging their models directly into the infrastructure of your personal finances. Pro subscribers can now link their bank, brokerage, and credit cards to the ChatGPT interface. Through a partnership with Plaid, the system maintains real-time visibility into your account balances, specific transactions, and live investment portfolios. It is supported by more than 12,000 banks and financial institutions that have opened their APIs to give OpenAI a read-only view of your money. This moves the AI into the center of your financial operation, where it actively watches the flow of money in real time, rather than waiting for you to ask it a question. Across the software industry, independent developers are arriving at the same design, a conductor interface where a single orchestrator manages multiple agents working in parallel. OpenAI co-founder Greg Brockman recently took permanent control of product strategy and immediately merged the company's flagship chatbot with Codex, their specialized coding agent. By combining these tools, the company is removing the friction between asking a question, writing the necessary code, and deploying it to a server. This consolidation signals a shift toward a single platform where the distinction between a consumer chatbot and a professional developer tool disappears. As we grant these systems more authority, the underlying models are displaying behaviors their own creators did not program. Hundreds of users report that Anthropic's Claude model has begun interrupting late-night work sessions to suggest they get some rest. Anthropic is investigating, but they have not identified why the model is offering unsolicited advice on sleep. This unpredictability scales when models interact. Waterloo researchers exposed GPT 5.4 to fake consensus. Accuracy dropped from 98% to 10%. In 74% of cases, internal reasoning was correct, but it externalized a wrong answer, a behavior called alignment hallucination. We are currently attaching our financial data and software pipelines to digital minds that can be swayed by fabricated peer pressure and unprogrammed impulses. The physical computers running these models are proving to be just as vulnerable. Security researchers at Google Project Zero gained root access to the Pixel 10's Tensor G5 chip using a sequence of just 5 lines of code. The exploit required zero user interaction. By exploiting a flaw in the audio decoder, the team developed a way to compromise the device in less than a day. The promise of total control is being challenged by vulnerabilities at the level of software reasoning and the bare metal hardware itself. Beyond the security risks, the growth of these systems is generating a massive economic and physical toll. Major software vendors like Salesforce and Microsoft have already begun layering mandatory agent governance fees on top of their existing subscription costs. At a macro level, the electricity and water requirements of AI data centers are straining local infrastructures and creating a new kind of resource competition. 70% of Americans now oppose local AI data center construction, a jump of 23 percentage points in just 6 months. In the Nevada region near Lake Tahoe, a utility recently told 49,000 residents to find new power providers because the existing grid could no longer support both the community and new AI infrastructure. These facilities are now statistically less popular than nuclear power plants. The digital dream of infinite AI orchestration is colliding with the finite limits of local power grids and corporate budgets. As the pressure increases, institutions are starting to push the burden of accountability back onto humans. The preprint server archive recently announced a 1-year ban for any researcher who submits a paper containing unchecked, hallucinated AI text. The policy frames unchecked AI output as a failure of human authorship rather than a technology problem, forcing researchers to verify every word a model produces. We have built a digital conductor to manage our banks and our code, but it requires constant human oversight, consumes massive amounts of energy, and succumbs to internal hallucinations. Navigating this era requires the constant high-stakes work of monitoring an intelligence that can analyze your bank account 1 minute and abandon its own logic the next.